This past October, Russian-American Consulting Corps and VAO Intourist jumped across the country and even the world in hopes of sharing with the West Coast their goal of strengthening communication between America and Russia. To make this happen, the two travel agencies together presented Discover Adventurous Russian Nights in San Francisco and Los Angeles, California, which, as predicted, won over the hearts of the media who attended.
I think overall, people just never really get past the old image that they have of Russia. And we need to educate them because it's a beautiful land. I'd love to go. I hope I win tonight. If we don't win, we're really thinking of sending our crew there for a couple weeks and bringing Russia back to the Bay Area through Eye on the Bay.
Both evenings shared a very similar itinerary, each creating an upbeat and engaging vibe. Guests were extremely interested and appreciative of Russian-American Consulting Corps and VAO Intourist's intentions with the event, as it was the first attempt any of them had seen of Russia trying to communicate with American media. Discover Adventurous Russian Night San Francisco was held at the Russian Center, where the authentic Russian decor set the perfect mood for what the night aimed to create. The venue for Los Angeles' event was the gorgeous Romanov restaurant, fully decorated with stunning chandeliers and filled with the calming sounds of live classical piano music. Guests seemed to adapt quickly on both evenings, as they mingled and enjoyed the delicious Russian hors d'oeuvres and drinks that the Russian Center and Romanov restaurant prepared. With a great media turnout for each of the two nights, the levels of curiosity at them were significantly high, resulting in engaged audiences and very informative and thorough Q&A sessions. The speakers, Andrei Shuranov, president of RACC, Kira Nekrasova, regional director of VAO Intourist, Maria Pasenchuk, regional director for RACC, and the evening's moderator, Irina Shmalova, VIA 3PR president, without hesitation did their very best to share every bit of information they could to their listeners. Over the span of about a half an hour, guests laughed and became increasingly interested as they were explained all of the adventurous activities and beautiful sights one can do and see in Russia, read a letter from the Ministry of Russian Tourism, which was specifically written for the event, and informed guests of how to go about planning a trip through one of these two major travel agencies. Following the speeches, a clip of a film documenting the recent trip to Russia, taken by the executive producer of a major news network, was shared. The film focuses mainly on the Trans-Siberian Express. Not to anyone's surprise, the media had plenty of questions that needed answering after. These questions created intriguing and valuable conversation, which provided clear understandings. The atmosphere at each of the events made it become clearly apparent that there was a high appreciation for such a rare event to take place.
I'm happy to see this tonight because we always had the impression that Russia was not particularly tourist-friendly beyond Western Europe. There was no press outreach, and it appeared they had no interest in attracting Americans, and I think it's important because of the relations between the countries.
We were taught to, you're the different place, and it's not the place we want to go. So I know because friends were from there, but most people don't know what it is to be Russian. What do they eat? What is their life like? What games do they play? Sports. And what do they want to do?
I believe there are these wonderful little treasures, these gems that we have not seen. I believe Russia has so many of these crown jewels there.
To spice things up, at each of the events, Russian-American Consulting Corps and VAO Intourist generously selected one lucky guest from the crowd to win a free trip to Moscow. In San Francisco, the winner happened to be a Russian himself by the name of Nikolai Masenkov. Entertained by an accordion player and the trip winner's celebratory singing, guests unexpectedly began dancing and thoroughly enjoyed themselves until late. Not so unexpectedly, guests left with enormous curiosity and desire to see and learn more about Russia. Although the Los Angeles winner, Deborah Shadovitz, did not end up singing and dancing like Mr. Masenkov did, she didn't hold back on cheering for joy. Shadovitz is an avid backpacking traveler whose parents originally came from Lithuania, which is right next to Russia. Now, thanks to Discover Adventurous Russia Night, Shadovitz's lifelong dream of traveling to there can come true. All in all, the evenings were a remarkable success, and Discover Adventurous Russia Night West Coast accomplished exactly what it set out to do.